everybody? It's your boy PG33, back with your boy Abijah. We're going to hit y'all with some topics tonight. As usual, I'll give you a quick little layout. Not much has happened since I've been on last. I'm going to give him a chance to say for his side, but on this end, not too much has happened, but I have got a few taps on the shoulder saying where y'all been. So, we back. And tonight we're going to talk about something that everybody going to be able to relate to. We're going to talk about haters tonight. I got a little short video I did about myself, talking about why we need haters. But tonight I just want to talk about them in general. And I wrote down a few notes when I was doing the ideas about this, and I'm going to read them out for you. Haters. Acting as something you're not. Also, I wrote down the great pretender. Also, I wrote down out of place but in place. And I'm going to elaborate on that before I go any further. When I say out of place but in place, what I'm meaning is they're fitting into areas where they don't normally belong, where they don't normally would be, but they're able to camouflage and chameleon themselves into being what they need to be to exist in their environment at that time, I should say. All right. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. Is it hard to be real in today's world? And the next one is jealousy the only reason for hate? Also, the next one is what about people that hate for no apparent reason? Is it because, put it this way, why do they hate on people that they don't know? And also, why do they hate on people when there's no power to gain? So I backdoored this question with one more, and then we're going to hop on it. I say, is hating about gaining power or just about taking power, or is it both? So Abijah, I'm going to go ahead and let you talk to the people for a few minutes, and then we'll jump right on in.
Well, first of all, this is a good question, like I told you earlier. First of all, just speaking to the people, man, please, hit the like button or the dislike button, whatever button you want to hit.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's dealing with knowledge and enlightenment, our people need to be checking it out, man, because, this is how we get on one accord with each other.
Yeah.
Even though we might not be on the same path, we are enlightening each other. We are enlightening each other. All these topics need to be touched on. We're going to get into this heavy. It's going to be a heavy however long we in here because, we have haters. But it's mostly among our people, man, which is the sad part. It's cool for the other nations, the other people to hate on us, but I see the problem, because it really ain't no game on hating on your own people. Yeah. It's not no game because, we always supposed to be uplifting each other. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these days and times because, we lacked knowledge for so long, and lacked understanding for so long. And now that we have it and we know the, how it hurts more than it helps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like you said, what's the point of hating on somebody that you don't even know? The one thing I can't stand is a person that talks bad about somebody because what somebody else think about. Yeah. Instead of you going to figure out and seeing what type of person this is on your own, sometimes you just hate people because other people hate you, and that never made no sense to me. So we finna touch bases in this thing. I'm gonna let PG33 go and get started. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna jump into this thing, man, and leave comments. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, please. Most definitely.
I love comments. I like to go read the comments and see what people do. You know what I'm saying? Leave the comments, good or bad. We take positive and negative comments, man. Just leave comments. You know what I'm saying? So we can tap in on them comments and you might tell us what we can do better. You know what I'm saying? Or anything. You know what I'm saying? But just do not leave comments, subscribe, and like.
And that's the difference in hating. and being constructive. You know, like you said, we love constructive criticism that causes you to build and gain. But that hating, that's a whole another lane. It ain't even the same taste in lemonade. Yeah,
Yeah, you hear me? It's a totally different from hating and constructive criticism.
totally different. And
Constructive criticism is always positive. It might seem negative at the time, but you're trying to make me better with your criticism.
yeah,
You're not trying to turn me down with it.
right. So
You know what I'm saying?
so I'm on
That's the biggest difference.
touch on this right here. Is it hard to be real in today's world? Now, I understand that there's times where you can't be who you are 100. You know, everybody that has a job today,
Yeah.
unless you the CEO, and even the CEO can't keep it 100. We learning now people losing companies on stuff they did and said back when they was in high school. So we know even still, you still have to watch how you are and what you say. But in today's world, I think people that decided that it goes past keeping it a certain way for your job to the point to where I don't know. I know TV and radio aims at keeping you to thinking you never got enough, that your car's not good enough, your clothes aren't good enough, your shoes aren't good enough, your house ain't good enough, your job ain't good enough. So you constantly feel like you at competition with something or somebody. So I don't know, maybe that's the main seed to some of this hate that we get out there. Now, we know a lot of people start out at the bottom with nothing and end up Fortune 500 folks. So we can't say that, you know, not having something makes you, I guess, that way, because if that was the case, we couldn't say that about a lot of these Fortune 500. But and so can't say that but they might have did some hating to climb the ladder. You know, it's just with today's world, you got so much stuff going on. You got people now fighting over their beliefs, and you got people fighting over what type of foods we need to eat. I mean, we're at war with who needs to run our country. We're at war with, you know, who needs more justice, the soldiers or the blacks. You know, everything there's the Democrats and the Republicans. You get what I'm saying, family? Everything got a separation and a jersey.
But that's what you get though when you live in a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
See, America is not a country; it's a corporation.
Yeah.
So and wherever you got corporation, it's always competitive. It's always being competitive, all the way down to the smallest thing.
Yeah.
And then speaking on your thing, is it hard to be real? Of course, it's hard to be real in America.
Yeah.
Because real don't get you nothing.
Yeah.
Especially in a country that's built off lies. So when you in a country, when you born in a country built off lies, how else do you get to the top?
Huh.
That's just like, for example, I can sit here and do a resume for a job and tell the truth about my background and tell the truth about my work, tell the truth about everything that I do, and fool around and don't even get the job.
Right.
But if I lie on that resume,
yeah. Yeah.
If I lie on that resume, I have a better chance of getting the job.
Right.
Telling them what they want to hear instead of telling them the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the world we live in. You know?
But
everything is competitive, you know. And go ahead.
But you know, what we're speaking of now is really normal. I call normal, honorable surviving. But for those that see a person come and fill out, let's just theoretically speaking, me and you both work at the same job, and we see somebody pull up trying to get a job, but they hop out of a Lexus, brand new Lexus, coming to get a job where we work at, and we barely maintain it. We can't afford a Lexus. So as soon as we see this brother get out this Lexus, we go to slicing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, hell, he ain't ready to work up here. We killing him already because we're afraid of maybe he don't really need this job. He's just getting it because somebody making him, or he's. You get where I'm coming from? And sometimes
I know exactly.
people hate on a person before they even get to see their entire situation, and the guy could have been borrowing this car that day or whatever, but just because me and you at this particular job has been there a long time, we can go to the supervisor and say, no, don't hire him. We know that dude. And straight lie, and we done hated on this man without even knowing him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Don't prejudge him. What car he drives.
Prejudge. And, like I say, does that go back to the radio and the TV? Is that what causes this prejudgment? I can't think of the name of the book. Dang. But in this book, it talks about how the black man always want what the white man has. And we've come up fighting trying to get what the white man has. Is that maybe the beginning? We know we had the house brother and we had the.
Think about it. You think about it now, it'd be material stuff that we want that the white man. The main thing that I try to uplift my people is to know it ain't no power. The power is with the earth. And that's the one thing that the white man got that we don't have our hands on.
But
it's control of resources.
You are very correct. But if we stay where we was at, the slaves back then, they wanted freedom, which is what the white man had. They wanted the materials that they had back then. They wanted the house. They wanted the vehicle. Even back then. But okay, let's go back before slavery. Let's go back to around Mansa Musa's rule. Remember, we had hating going on back then. And it was our own people hating on our own people. That's how they was able to divide us, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't have TV and we didn't have radio, but we had hate. We had them damn haters. You know what I'm saying? And that was how we was able to be conquered. Go ahead, fam.
Bro, we always been our biggest enemy.
Yeah.
Is ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that on to the end of time. Like, I always believe ain't nothing being done now that ain't been done in the past.
Right.
It's on another kind of scale of level because we're being influenced by other nations to do certain things, but we have always had hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always been, it's not just, it's like you just brought up the situation how this brother might pull up in this Lexus and we've been working at this job all our life and we ain't never been able to afford no Lexus.
Yeah.
And not knowing this brother might need this job more than we do.
More than we do. We can go
and
in.
He might borrow, like you said, he might have borrowed. He might have did anything just, I need to use your car to go over and get this job. We done prejudged him. He probably needs the job more than we do.
Right. Might have been trying to stay out of jail.
Prejudged because that we don't have a list.
Yep. Worried that man may do something to outshine you. Now, look at. I know you hadn't. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but that Malcolm X, the Malcolm X documentary, Who Killed Malcolm X, man. If you ever get to see it, fam, it's hating at its best going on in there, and they use the same trickery, to divide them. Malcolm and Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They were like this, they were like that, and yet they were able to
But then,
be infiltrated.
don't be that strong anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they basically looking at it like, you know, I don't know why people have this mental thing where that, you know, just because you at this point and that this person can't do this.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
Oh yeah.
That can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just to the point. You know what I'm saying? Us as a people, you gotta understand, man. You know, like even though this brother knowledge has did this to you, and you still here, by you moving out the way and letting him gain what God trying to give him, he's still gonna respect you.
Yep.
He's still gonna look up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I even asked him like, damn, you know, you way past this guy. But he gonna always remember how humble you was and how you got him to where he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's what our people do. They use the fact of that, man, you always want to uplift your brother to a whole nother level. But just because your ceiling is here, don't mean his ceiling is there. His ceiling might be higher than yours. You know, it doesn't mean that he's a better person. Let him reach his ceiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Let him reach his ceiling.
But that's coming from a person with a heart that doesn't have that hate in it. You know what I'm saying? Me and you we both think alike. We both feel, you know, every man has a lane, and what my strength is may not be where yours is. Your weaknesses may be in a totally spot to where, you get what I'm saying? My weaknesses is your strength, and your strength is my weaknesses, vice versa. You know, and instead of us using that against each other, you know, as a people now, and use that to come together, you know, well, one person is weak, the other person lift them up. You know, I don't know if maybe like Cain and Abel, you know, maybe that stuck into a lot of people's heads when they saw one jealous of the other. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes I wonder if you never told certain things, does that seed ever grow? If that seed is never planted, you know, does that even come into existence? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen The Matrix, but that one part when the vase is on the table and she tells him, be careful, don't worry about the vase. And he's like, what vase? And he breaks it. And then he's like, what happened? She was like, well, the kicker is, if you'd have broke it if I hadn't said anything. So, you know, what if this hate is something that was planted so long ago, and it's so infectious that, I mean, it's worse than the coronavirus. You know what I mean? And this it's been going on for that long.
I'm gonna tell you like this, John, and this is how simple it could be. Like, I could hate, I could be mad because I didn't have, you know, my mother and my father. I see somebody with their mother and their father and just hate. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I see people who do that, man. I mean, just because you got your mama and your daddy, that don't mean you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not promise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's shit that you got to go through. Mm-hmm. You know, and just because you don't have a mother and a father don't mean you're going to be successful. But you can have somebody that's successful. And they can help somebody, but, you know, you kind of envious because you didn't have a mother and a father, and they have a mother and a father, so you feel like that, because you got a mama and a daddy, you're supposed to already know certain things. Yeah. It doesn't work like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, some people, like my grandma, for example, I remember one time she helped me do my math homework, and I got a 0 on it. Mm-hmm. Does that mean she's a bad parent?
Right.
No, it does not mean she's just not good at math.
Right, exactly.
So, it's just like, bro, we look at certain shit, and excuse me, you too, but we look at certain things, and we just find, I think in relation to people, we just find things to hate on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of embracing each other, where, you know, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, brother, you know, I can help you with this or help you with that. I don't want to do this because you had way better, you had a better upbringing than I did, and you should know some of this stuff already. You should need some help, man. Everybody need help. You know what I'm saying? At some point in their life, man.
Right. Everybody.
That's just like you have certain people that, have you ever dealt with these type of people where you be like, damn, you'll see them, they hard on people. Oh, nah, you can't stay with me, man. You can't do this, you can't do that. But I was like, damn, wasn't you just like 4 or 5 years ago? You had to live off somebody yourself to get on your feet?
It's sad that some of those people are the ones that get amnesia the quickest. You know, that you know,
and that be crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying not to step on some toes here, but you know, when you don't know a person's situation, but like you said, you've been in a hole yourself, and you've known what the hole is like trying to get out. How are you able to even not want to help that next person out the hole that you just made it out of? You know what I'm saying? It's like the lobsters in the pot. You know, everybody want to pull each other down trying to get out. Instead of let's get one out and then you turn around and you come get me out. Everybody want to be the first. You know, they want to be the first. They want to be the first supervisor, the first boss. They want to be the first. And the older I get, the older I get, the more I learn. It's not always good to be first. You might need to let somebody else go and eat first and tell you if that food worth eating.
My son yesterday. I just told my son today. I wish I was your son. So you could have bumped up where I bumped my head at it. You could tell me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't always want to be the first one doing things all the time.
No.
Because that means you the one learning everything on the spot.
Everything.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Just like I tell people, man, you have, and that's what I say. I really believe in spirit. That's why I believe in spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because you have them people that they help. And then the next person they help. We all pulling each other up out the barrel, and then here come that one crab. You know, pulled him out the barrel and he held. He's like, hey, this crab here, he'll hate.
Yeah.
You don't do no looking back. It's your turn to pull somebody out the bucket, my guy.
Yeah.
So what is you finna do? Oh, no, I ain't got time to do it right now, man. I'm out here now. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? We got, as Negroes, we have to continue to bless each other, man.
Yeah.
Blessing after blessing, man. If I've been blessed, bless the next.
Yeah.
And when I bless you, and I bless the next who I bless, I expect you to pass that blessing like I passed it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people just don't do that.
No. And act like they got where they made it on their own. That's what it gets you. When you on their own, you had nothing to do with it. Not saying that you're asking for some cookies, not saying that you want to be acknowledged, but don't crap on a brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't crap on a brother.
No, they getting on their own too. This ain't just acting like this in front of somebody that you don't know. You acting like this in front of people that know you.
Yeah.
I know that you didn't get it on your
Right.
own.
I seen you. I seen you in this light. I seen you in that light. And I seen you in this light. And you were 3 different people under all 3 lights. And then I've seen the one that is there when ain't no light at all. And that's the one you don't want nobody to see. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want nobody to see.
Yeah, that's the one you hiding. You got snot bubbles coming out your nose, and alligator tears when you cry. But you the gangster when you in the front of the right people. You the smartest. You just the best at whatever is going on. The one upper brother. You know. You remember being in school with those cats that if you had an uncle with a truck, their uncle had a truck, but it had a bigger engine. If your cousin was fast, their cousin was faster. You know, the one upper brother. So I don't know, man. I just hate to see I just hate to see us in the world we're in now, man, where
Hey, them one up guys.
they tough,
Hey,
bro.
them guys is hell.
They
The one up
tough.
guys, everything done to a whole nother level.
They tough.
Oh man.
That's the signs of a hater right there.
Oh
But I really just hate to see. I won't
yeah.
even just say our people, but the planet, man. You know, the way we fight over something that you can't take when you leave this planet. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm more worried about what I leave when I on this planet when I leave than what I can take. You know what I'm saying? I need my children to be able to say their dad was honorable, honest. He might not have did this, but he was real. He might have, as long as I got an honorable taste on my name when I leave here, and people can say he was all right, I'm cool. I don't care about having the nicest car. I don't understand. I can't make my mind understand how people worry about having the nicest car or the fattest crib. Now I can understand wanting a nice house. We all want a nice place to live. We even all want a nice vehicle to drive. But it's not to the point where if I heard you got a
But
if I heard you got a three
this
bedroom, I gotta have a 4 bedroom. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never to that point. You know?
because when I when our grandmother she had a nice house.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't the biggest
Mm-mm.
on the block, but it was nice until you get caught up in the world, and then you see other stuff, and then you start considering what you got not nice. I always look backwards instead of forward. I look at those that don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at the ones who have everything
Yeah.
because when you do that, then you're way more humble about what God done blessed you with when you look at the ones that's less fortunate.
Right.
I ain't got nothing but a 3 bedroom house, but some people ain't got no kind of
No
damn house.
bedrooms. Yeah.
I ain't got but one bathroom. Some people have to get outside.
Yeah.
Because we had a house down there. I was living in a place where we couldn't even use the bathroom in the house. We had to go outside to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So our people, some people, we take for granted what God done blessed us with because we see what other people got. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people really got to get off of, man. Thank God for what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you work hard to get what you got, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing to be able to have what you have, 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? Where all your children can be in their own room comfortable, and you ain't got to worry about it here fighting and all this type of crap. Because we pile up in 1 or 2 rooms.
You know, I remember me and my brothers had to share one bed, three boys in one bed growing up. You talking about trying to sleep then, boy?
Like right now, from sharing one bed to where now you in your own place, 2 or 3 bedroom, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You good. You know what I'm saying? That's a mention to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta think mention in your mind, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's the mention to you? You know what I'm saying? Because think about where you came from. You know what I'm saying? I came from sleeping in the bed with me and my brother sleeping in the bed. Now I got a 3 or 4 bedroom house, man. I'm living. This is lavish to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable. I can go in any room I want to. I can go in the room by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and we just gotta remember have them blessings. You know, because just how he give it to us, this 3, 4 bedroom house ain't enough. And he snatching from you. And then you be like, man, I sure wish I had this 3 or 4 bedroom. I sure wish I had that one bathroom like you said.
Man, I sure
I bet you do.
Yep. That's real. But
I bet you do.
That goes back to, like I say, we got the minds, the understanding. I call it rational thinking. You know what I'm saying? But some people say that if we don't think like that, we're not a hustler, or we're not a go getter, or we're not, because we been young before. I didn't hustle in the streets, but I did my little thing to make money here and there. It ain't like I was moving drugs or nothing, but you always hanging up. What's the word I'm looking for, fam? I don't know. I just
Life
don't.
is a hustle, man.
Right, right. But you know, your hustle should be
Yeah,
all
I mean,
about
we used to do
you.
stuff like bike or something. You know what I'm saying? Like how kid folk is. I mean, right, putting stuff together, fixing stuff, everything is a hustle.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, just pushing drugs ain't no hustle. Life is a hustle. If you don't wake up trying to find a way to make some kind of money, man, you ain't gonna survive too long here. So yeah, you gonna have some side hustle.
Let's see here. What did we?
But I know exactly what you're saying. People say,
I'm trying to
say
make.
what?
I'm trying to make sure we didn't leave off nothing we were supposed to talk about here. Let me see. We talked about people that don't know, and let's see here. When there's no power to gain, we talked about hating when it was with no power to gain, didn't we? About people. Why would people even?
We can talk about it some more.
Why would people even want to do any hating that with no power to gain? Not saying that hating is something to do, but why hate when there's nothing to gain? I don't believe in the devil, but that's the closest I think you can get to the devil. Right there. You hear what I'm saying, fam? A man that can hate on somebody with nothing to gain. Nothing to gain.
And I think it's more like you said. I think it's to take away from somebody, man, because when it gives you no gain, and you still do it, it's because you're trying to take and you're trying to crush the spirits of that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And or maybe that you're just seeking attention that you never got. Some people need attention.
Yeah.
Some people can't walk through life, you know what I'm saying, like just like you are and I am. We walk through life and you ain't gotta talk to me a day in your life, man. I'd be all right. I could be hated by the whole world and I'll be all right.
Right.
Long as my family love me, I'm good.
That's it.
and
you can't even.
I need that attention, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now just look, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what type of people you got in the world. I mean PG-33. Check this out. Like, now we was doing videos and we was posting fights and we was posting fights and every time there was some turmoil. I'll just say we was on here and every time we got on here we was arguing hard. We argued hard like a mug on here.
Yeah.
Like cats and dogs, we argued.
Yeah.
Oh, the view game will be up.
Yeah.
Oh, because our people love, man.
Yeah, they love.
Our people love that, but they'll click on the video and be like, "Oh man, these Negroes get along. I don't want to watch this."
Yeah. I ain't heard.
I don't want to watch this.
They ain't argued one time. Yep. And I'm
saying our people love turmoil.
Yeah, and I think our souls have become hungry for turmoil more than peace today. And I think a lot of that is because our souls are no longer in harmony with the universe. If we were more in harmony with the universe and nature like we would be, I don't think the hating would be. Because now we're more in tune with the Blaze. We're more in tune with BT. We're more in tune with Food Network, CNN, Fox News. We're more in tune in things that tell us how to think improperly when we can go outside, meditate, and clear your mind up in some grass, under some trees, getting some wind in your face, just disconnecting from everything electric that's when you become the natural man that you really are. Is once you get back to the natural way and disconnect from this electronic way of thinking. Everything that we using to think electronically, it ain't no good for us. We know that our phones giving off waves. We know that uh, we got all kind of rays coming in from these satellites and radios, and now the airplanes are supposed to be dropping different type of chemicals. We know that it is a mess out here. You know what I'm saying? So to try to get back to the natural way of thinking the
Well,
best way we can.
I,
Huh?
yeah.
I couldn't hear
And
you, fam.
honestly, until I really, you know what I'm saying, I say in all honesty, when you and my brother put me on the meditation, because actually, you know, he had been talking to me about it, but then you clarified it, you know, and I knew you was into the meditation strong like that. And once I got into it, I started kind of understanding what both of y'all was saying, you know, because it cleared my mind a lot, because I was like that. I was aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was always wondering, you know, always angry about stuff, you know what I'm saying? And which I'm still working on, you know what I'm saying? I'm a work in progress, but I mean, the meditation has helped a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just disconnecting away from everything and sitting down and connecting with the universe myself.
Yeah.
You know, connecting and, you know, just clearing my mind. And that brings a lot of peace to you as well, man.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you know, if I wouldn't, you know, just not being, you know, you gotta be a good listener sometimes instead of just always the person that's talking, man. Our people have a hard time listening sometimes, you know. They always want to be the person that's right, and sometimes it's not even about being right or wrong.
That's what I've been having to work on.
I had to learn that. Like, it's not about being right or wrong, man. You know, so who cares who right and wrong in this situation? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's about being the best person that you can be, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what it's all about. So, you know, I mean, like I said, you and this brother that I deal with now, man, the meditation, man, when y'all brought me into that type of, into that practice, man, you know, it let me see that it's not about a wrong and a right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you can bring your right and I bring my right, and then we bring both our wrongs. I might be learning something from your wrong.
Right. Exactly.
So who cares if you wrong or right?
Right.
We learning something from our wrong.
Well, man.
Just all learn. We don't always learn off being right.
I hope that if any haters watch tonight, that something has been said to help you, brother or sister, to do something with your heart. Renew a right spirit within you. All I'm saying is disconnect from this worldly ways. If it ain't nothing but 30 minutes a day, just to disconnect, because sometimes you don't know what's affecting your thoughts. Like my friend was just saying, I used to find myself getting angry here lately, and I was telling my wife this, and I've gotten to the point where certain movies, certain TV shows I can't watch now because it does something to my spirit. I would be at work feeling upset, uneasy, angry, but if I done watched a lot of stuff that doesn't disrupt my soul in such a way that now when I go to bed and sleep on that, it done stewed in my mind and on my spirit, and I wake up and go to work. Now, if I done learned something that was done to my people before I went to bed, I feel like everybody out there is against me that ain't looking like me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, sometimes we just got to disconnect from everything just to find that center and that peace, and maybe that can help some of these people that's on these missions are hating, because I believe most of them are after something. Some of them, I don't think they even know what they after. They just on this endless chase for better, and once they get that car, they need the next car. Say it again, fam.
You don't know what you. Yeah, I say you don't know what you're chasing. You just not never satisfied.
Right, exactly.
Because they're not at peace with themselves.
Right. So that's basically what I hope somebody may can get from what we spoke on tonight is to, find peace. You need to find peace. And once you find peace, that should die down of some of that hate in your heart. So, Abijah, you got anything you want to say before I sign us out? Anything you want to say?
Just like the brother said, man. Yeah, I say once you come in peace with yourself, man, I guarantee you the hate will die down. Because you only hate on people because you're not in peace with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, and no matter what situation you in, man, just thank God for your good and your bad, man. Be at peace with yourself. Because with everything you're going through, He taking you through it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's no point of being envious and having strife or hating on anybody because at the end of the day, your journey is your journey and that person's journey is theirs, man. Yeah. Be at peace with yourself. That's all I got to say. Be at peace because you can't love nobody unless you're at peace with yourself.
All right. Well, y'all, we got another one in for y'all. This is number 3. So we'll be back soon. Until then, everybody, y'all hold it down. 100.